global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. It is getting a bit messier in Labour Party. Apparently, some persons are bent on tarnishing the image of the presidential candidate of Labour Party, talking about Peter Obi. But it's good to note that there are still some many persons who have decided also to correct the notion. As what is flying in the air is quite unique, and most Nigerians are wondering. We thought Peter Obi is a clean person, and I still believe Peter Obi is a very clean person. And when it comes to the issue of finances, I could be wrong. I stand to be corrected, but that's just my notion and my belief system. But let's find out what is trending that is making one of the chief spokesperson of Peter Obi to come in quickly to avert impending name allegation calling. Now, according to the news, the chief spokesperson Obi Dati and Director of Media Labour Party LP, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, has clarified insinuations by one Mr. Callistus Okafor that the national chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Sabore, gave the presidential candidate of the party, Peter Obi, 850 million naira to prosecute the 2023 election. And Dr. Tanko, while debunking the claim, said that Obi did not collect any funds from the party, describing the claim as false and adding that the reverse actually is the case. He also noted that it was Obi who gave money to the party several times. He challenged Okafor to produce evidence if indeed the chairman told him that he gave Obi money for the campaign during the elections. His Excellency has been exemplary in his financial conduct in both his private and public life. In fact, he always maintains and demands accountability and transparency from anybody around him. He maintained that anybody around him should not collect any money from anyone that they cannot account for. Dr. Tanko declared that he was at the forefront of the campaign and privy to most of the expenses during the campaign, and to the best of his knowledge, the party never provided any money directly to Obi to support his campaign rallies across the country. The campaign spokesman further stressed that Obi and his supporters were quite aware of all the recent campaigns of calumny being orchestrated from various quarters against the Labour Party leader, just to paint him in a bad light by those scared of his rising acceptance by the Nigerian people. I quote him word for word. He said, "We are aware that people are already scheming for 2027, and it is unfortunate that certain individuals have chosen to divert attention from the high rates of insecurity and poverty that are currently threatening the very existence of our nation by constantly coming against and attacking the personality of Peter Obi. Those are the enemies of Nigeria and Nigerians, but I know that God will disappoint them and rescue our country from their griefs, whether they believe it or not." Well, in my own case, I would say whether they believe it or yes. Okay, but I saw this coming when I saw the unnecessary quarrels within Labour Party. This one said this is convention is not this, a convention is not proper. And this one said no, Obi must resign, they must suspend him, and it's just a matter of time they want to rope him because they believe, it's actually common knowledge, it's believed that if you can, Peter Obi always having a case, if you can rope Peter Obi into this, maybe people will look the other way and not ask questions on accountability. And of course, obviously, I must say this very quickly before I continue. That I want to say well done to His Excellency Peter Obi for appointing someone apart from Labour Party, having the media, for appointing someone who could easily debunk things like this. Because usually if it was Peter Obi that will come directly to debunk it, you'd be surprised some persons will come against him, like when the uncle will take it up from there and want to do a necessary analogy and analysis on that. But being that Tanko is taking that responsibility makes it much more easier. It's not always nice for the person in question to always be defending himself in public before they change the narrative. But be that as it may, this is my personal opinion now. I feel that Peter Obi, if he checks the way Labour Party is going and looks like some cabal is hijacking Labour Party ahead of time before he will become the flag bearer, he needs to watch his back. Because if they can quarrel to the point that they're mentioning him that he also ate some monies and there's no such thing according to Tanko, then His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi really needs to watch his back. Maybe there could be some sinister move awaiting him ahead of 2027. And if there's a way of, leaving to another party or form a obedient movement party, it's long overdue, where no one who's old enough to vote and be voted for. If you like Peter Obi and you want him to be the next president, you can go in there and register. Okay, be a card carrying member, push the drive, and I believe that Peter Obi may just be on his way to getting what he's looking for in 2027. But there has to be a build up. From the way Nigerian political system is wired, there's a queue, and if you must jump the queue, you must be on the wheel of some sort of crowd and favor, of which Peter Obi was able to curry and get in the last election. Most of the persons like Konwaso did not see Obi as a serious threat, just see him as one of those guys, a social media president, just hype and all. But they never knew that truly, most Nigerians like Peter Obi. And each time you hear him talk, you hear that intelligence of someone who's prepared for leadership role and who knows how to hit the ground running as he comes into a place that requires serious mending. But then again, if Peter Obi still stay put in Labour Party, I hope he has a mechanism of correcting some of these politics. Some persons are already saying that there's no place where there's no problem. If you go to APC now, APC is even worse. A lot of gladiators are there, and some of them are having their own way of doing their politics. And if he goes back to PDP, he left there because of the way they dollarized money. Then the build up of who's going to be a flag bearer. Although the likes of Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency, former Vice President of Nigeria, had told him that if it is zones to Southeast, I will not hesitate to pick it. So what if it's not zoned to Southeast? That's the big question. So Peter Obi right now is the latest online. Is the latest. Everyone wants to associate himself or herself with him. So he shouldn't take away this shine to someone who does not even understand the dynamics of keeping a shine. If you ask me, Peter Obi should start thinking of getting another party or forming one, because this is getting out of hand. Who knows, the next one could even go beyond that. Let's go wrap it up. Let's listen to that comment section. What's your take? Have a nice time. God bless.
Global happenings today. We communicate.